Daughter, I heard the sigh you just let out as you stared at the walls of this room that seems too small for the anguish you carry. I saw you sit on the edge of the bed, the weight of the world on your shoulders, feeling that the ceiling was the limit of your voice. Many times you've wondered why silence seems to be my only answer, but today I've come down to tell you something that will change the direction of your journey. There's a secret kept deep in the soul of those who learn to trust in God first, long before any way out appears on the horizon of human eyes. Did you know that there's a force that's only released when you stop looking for the door and start holding my hand, even with your eyes blindfolded? I want you to understand why so many women like you pray and cry out, but feel that nothing changes. What is heaven waiting for you at this very second? Today I will take you on a path where you will discover how my greatest victories were given to those who didn't see the miracle first, but felt my peace before it arrived. I am the God of Abraham, the God who calls into existence what does not exist, and my faithfulness is the foundation that never fails. If you stay with me until the last second of this message, I will whisper a phrase to your heart that will be your key to liberation. While my presence fills this place where you are, let me know who you are who hears my voice. Tell me your name, the country and city from where you are listening to me now, and what time the clock hands show there at this moment of encounter. Feel my embrace enveloping you, and from the depths of your soul like a sincere cry rising to my throne, right there for all to see. Lord my God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you. Do not leave my presence now. Leave your sign of love by giving a thumbs up and subscribe so that my voice reaches you every day, activating the notification bell. I have a clear answer reserved for you at the end, a powerful phrase that will be whispered to those who remain faithful to the end, and I will release prophetic blessings upon your life if you write this phrase with faith. What I have to show you now goes beyond what you imagine, but to understand the next step, you need to look at what happens when the ground seems to disappear. I see when you try to take the next step, but the ground seems to have vanished beneath your feet. It's like walking in a dark room, where every movement is laden with fear and uncertainty. I feel the cold that rises up your legs in the early hours of the morning, when the silence of the house is so heavy that you can hear the accelerated beating of your own heart. You are tired. Your eyes burn from the sleep that didn't come, and from the light of the cell phone screen that you looked at 10, 20, or 30 times, searching for news that didn't arrive. Walking without seeing the way out is one of the deepest pains a heart can experience. It is the raw vulnerability of feeling small in the face of a giant problem. But listen carefully to what I have to tell you. The moment you feel there is nowhere to stand, that is when my supernatural strength becomes your support. You are not falling, although it feels like an abyss. You are being sustained. I am holding your hand so firmly that not even the trembling of your soul can separate us. The darkness for you is only the shadow of my wing protecting you from something you cannot yet see. Sometimes I extinguish the lights of the world so that the only light you can see is my presence. Can you feel this warmth now? It is the sign that I have not let you go. But there is a reason for this visual desert, a hidden purpose that not even the angels understood immediately, and which I will reveal to you now. Before we move on, look inside yourself and tell me sincerely, in the depths of your silence, what is your heart pleading with me for today? If this word resonates with your pain, leave your sign of love by liking this message, and consider sharing this video as an act of love for another daughter of mine who also feels like the ground has disappeared beneath her feet. Subscribe so you don't miss what I'll say next. Write in the comments the word of our trust, support. Remain silent for a moment, for what happened to a man atop a mountain of sacrifice will explain exactly why you are in your current affliction. Remember Abraham, climbing that mountain in Moriah. I want you to feel the weight of each of his steps. The cold morning wind cut across the face of that father, and the only sound was the cracking of stones under his sandals. He carried what he loved most, his future, his only son, to a place where there was no apparent answer. He didn't see the lamb, he didn't see the way out. He saw only the empty altar and the promise that seemed to be slipping through his fingers. 3 days of walking in absolute silence. Imagine the pain of that man, the internal conflict between what I had promised and what his eyes were seeing. Like you, many times he looked to the horizon seeking a sign and found nothing but dust and rock. But Abraham's faith was not born in sight. It was forged in the blindness of obedience. He trusted in my character before seeing my provision. For it is written in Genesis chapter 22, verse 14, "And Abraham called the name of that place, the Lord will provide." Note well, my daughter, he named the place before the miracle was accomplished. He declared who I am before seeing what I would do. You are on your Moriah now. The altar is ready, the fire is lit, and you feel that all that remains is the final surrender. But listen to what I tell you. The Lamb was never absent. He was only waiting for the moment when your heart was completely surrendered to me. Your way out is not in the hands of men, nor in the time of this world. It is kept in my I am. If this truth has warmed your soul, leave your like as a sign that you accept climbing this mountain with me. Subscribe so that I can guide you in each new dawn, and share this word with someone who is also climbing their own Moriah in silence. Tell me something, deep in your soul. What are you still afraid to place on the altar today? Write in the comments the word for your anticipated victory, provision. But don't think that the silence of the altar is the end. In fact, it is in the silence of the earth that the most beautiful things begin to take root unseen. Look at a garden during winter. To your human eyes, everything seems dead, dry, and colorless. But beneath layers of cold, dark earth, something extraordinary is happening. Have you ever stopped to think about the journey of a tiny seed? It is cast into darkness, crushed by the weight of the soil, immersed in moisture that seems to want to suffocate it. For the seed, that moment seems like the end, but for me, it is only the beginning. It doesn't see the sun. It doesn't feel the morning heat. It only knows the silence and pressure of the depths. But it is precisely there where no one sees and where the noise of the world doesn't reach that I begin to break the hardest shells of your soul to make the new sprout. My daughter, your current process is exactly like this. You look at your life and see only earth and darkness. You cry out for a sign of growth, for a green leaf, for a flower to bring fragrance to your desert, but all you see is the emptiness of the apparent soil. I want you to smell the wet earth now and understand, silence is not the absence of work. Silence is the time of gestation of your miracle. While you sleep and while you cry, I am moving the invisible structures, organizing the nutrients of your story, and preparing roots so deep that no future storm will be able to knock you down. For it is written in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 4, verses 26 and 27. The kingdom of God is like a man who scatters seed on the ground, and the seed sprouts and grows, though he does not know how. You don't need to understand the how. You only need to trust in the one who plants. The mystery of life is in my hands, and what I have planted in you will not die in the darkness. If your heart feels that something is about to break through this earth, leave your sign of faith by liking this message. Share this video with someone who is also tired of waiting in the dark, and subscribe to continue hearing what I have to reveal. Now, answer me honestly. What do you feel is dying within you, when in fact I am only trying to bring it back to life? Write in the comments the word of our hope, germination. Listen carefully, for there is a step of surrender that I wish you to know, a gesture of gratitude that prepares the way for the harvest to come. My daughter, I know the measure of your faith and the extent of your renunciation. Often, the way out you so desperately seek begins with a gesture of trust that the world does not understand, a movement of the soul that says that I am enough even before the miracle is touched by your hands. If it is possible for you, only if it is possible, transform your gratitude into a seed of love through this channel. Consider my love and that of my son Jesus, and support using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the place where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount, and remember, only what fits in your heart. I receive with love. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the heart with which you give. Because what is little for you can be much for the one who receives this word of hope at the moment when they most need a divine embrace. Anyone who contributes any amount with a sincere heart, please remember to include your name and city with your contribution. On the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our channel and page, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered and mentioned in a prayer of gratitude. For it is written in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6, "Remember this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Every offering made in faith is a seed before me, your Lord, and none of them will fail to bear fruit. I see in secret and reward in the sight of all. Stay until the end of this message because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. Now that you understand the value of the seed, let me show you how to guard your mind from the noise that tries to convince you that tomorrow will be a defeat. There is a secret to peace that surpasses understanding, and I will reveal to you how to achieve it right now. Before we move on to this next stage of our conversation, I ask you, if you could hand over a single worry to me today and never take it back, what would it be? Write the word you'd entrust to you in the comments. Deposit. Prepare your heart, because what I'm about to tell you about anxiety will silence the voices that steal your sleep. I see when you enter the room, and the weight of what hasn't happened yet sits beside you, like an unwanted visitor who refuses to leave. Do you feel that tightness in your chest? That shortness of breath that feels like a knot no one can untie? It's the noise of tomorrow trying to steal your today. I know the weariness in your eyes that can no longer bear to scan the void in search of a light. The secret I want to share with you now isn't about how to make the problem disappear with a snap of your fingers, but about how to let your heart rest while the storm rages outside. True peace, the kind the world doesn't understand and circumstances can't buy, is born the moment you decide that my embrace is more real than your crisis. Imagine a child sleeping soundly in their father's arms while thunder rattles the windows. The child doesn't sleep because the thunder stopped. They sleep because they trust the one holding them. I am that father for you. Your silence now is not loneliness. It's an invitation to my embrace. While the clock on the wall ticks away the seconds of a seemingly eternal dawn, I am here, counting each beat of your heart and calming the waves of your thoughts. For it is written in Philippians chapter 4, verse 7, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Understand, my daughter, peace is not logic, it is a person. It is me dwelling within you. When you stop fighting with your own hands and surrender control to mine, the knot in your chest begins to loosen, and air fills your lungs with hope once more. If you feel my peace beginning to flood your room now, leave your sign of gratitude by liking this video. Share this message with a friend who has also been spending sleepless nights because of anxiety, and subscribe so that my voice will be your first thought when you wake up. Before we continue, let me ask you, what thought has been stealing your peace the most in recent nights? Write our declaration of rest in the comments. Quiet. Stay with me, because what I have prepared to give you next is a remedy for your early mornings, a daily care that I prepared thinking of every tear you have shed in secret. My daughter, I know that sometimes the journey seems too long to travel alone, and that the voices of the world try to drown out the sound of my voice in your daily life. In the midst of household chores, worries about the children, and the tiredness that weighs on your eyes at the end of the day, it's easy to feel that the connection with me has been lost in the noise of routine. But I don't want you to feel helpless when the video ends or when the silence of the night arrives. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey that I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to be your companion in the early mornings, your breath at dawn, and your guide when the path seems uncertain. This devotional is like a daily remedy for the soul that needs constancy and a living reminder that I am present in every detail. Access to this daily encounter is also in the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. And if today is not possible for you, do not condemn yourself or feel sad. Stay with me here, because I will also sustain you through this message and my embrace right now, and so that your heart may rest and not be confused by the things of this world, I want you to know that after you register, access will arrive in the email you registered. There you will find all the correct step-by-step instructions to begin this journey of intimacy. For it is written, The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. It is in Lamentations chapter 3, verse 25. Seek me on every page, in every breath, for I long for those exclusive moments with you. But don't close your heart now, for I still have something to show you about what happens when the sea before you seems insurmountable and the army of fear roars behind you. If this promise of companionship touched your spirit, leave a like and consider subscribing so that our conversation is never interrupted. Share this gift of hope with someone who needs guidance today. Tell me, in the secret of your heart, what would you most like to talk to me about if we were having coffee right now, just the two of us? Write here in the comments the word of our daily commitment: remain. Now take a deep breath, for I will take you to the edge of a seemingly endless sea, and you will see what happens when I decide to open a path where no one saw an exit. Imagine yourself now standing before a wall of dark, deep waters. You look back and hear the metallic sound of approaching war chariots, the clatter of horses' hooves, and the cries of those who want to see you defeated. The smell of saltpeter and sea air mixes with the sweat of your fear. You feel trapped, don't you? Ahead of you, the impossible. Behind you, the past trying to drag you back into captivity. This is the scene of your despair, the exact moment when human logic dictates that the end has come. But listen to what I, the Lord of time and waters, have to tell you. The sea is not a wall, it is a path that I have not yet revealed to your eyes. When Moses raised his staff, the miracle wasn't the sea disappearing, but rather it parting so that my people could pass through on dry land. I didn't remove the obstacle immediately. I created a passage within it. Many times you ask me to take the problem away from you, but what I want is to lead you through it, so that you may see the walls of water rising as witnesses to my power beside you. Your way out isn't a shortcut to escape the struggle. It's a path of glory drawn in the midst of your greatest affliction. For it is written in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 13, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." The secret to crossing over is not in the strength of your feet, but in the firmness of your faith in me. While the enemy thinks he has surrounded you, I am preparing the east wind to blow all night long and transform your mire into firm ground. If you feel the waters beginning to move in response to your prayer, leave your sign of faith by liking this video. If you want me to guide you on this new path, subscribe to the channel to hear my voice every day and share this message with someone who feels trapped. Tell me, from the depths of your soul, what is the sea that seems insurmountable in your life today? Write our declaration of victory in the comments. Crossover. But know, my daughter, that even before you reach the other shore, your victory has already been decreed in the celestial realms, and I will show you how to rest in the certainty that the day has already dawned for you. My daughter, before the first ray of sunlight touches the window frame of your kitchen, and even before the world outside begins its hurried noise, I want you to feel the weight of weariness being lifted from your eyelids. I know that 3 or 4 in the morning is often the time when your mind most tries to betray you, whispering that the day that dawns will bring only more of the same. But listen to what I, the Creator of light, am decreeing over your story now. Your victory does not depend on the arrival of the sun, for it was sealed in the silence of my glory while you were still weeping. You are not a woman lost in darkness. You are a daughter of light who is merely passing through a brief vigil. I see the marks of dried tears on your face and the way you clasp your hands in prayer until your fingers turn white. Your insistence on seeking me, even when the shadows seem taller than the walls of your house, is what moves the heavens in your favor. Darkness has no power over those who carry my presence. You need not fear what the hours of the day hold, for I have already walked through each one and prepared the ground for your feet. For it is written in Psalm 30, verse 5, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." This morning is not just a time on the clock. It is a state of your soul that has decided to trust in me above all evidence. Your victorious identity is not something you conquer. It is something I have already given you. Feel now the freshness of my peace renewing your strength, like a gentle breeze that dissipates the fog. If you receive this decree of light for your life, leave your sign of love by liking this message. Consider sharing this video with another daughter who is still trapped in the darkness of her soul, and subscribe so that I can continue to be her lamp every day. Tell me, in a whisper from your heart, what is the first thing you want to do when the sun of your victory shines fully? Write our word of confidence here in the comments, Dawn. Stay with me just a moment longer, for we have reached the point where I will give you that secret key I promised at the beginning of our conversation, the answer your spirit has been waiting for to move forward. Now that we have walked together through this valley and climbed to the top of the mountain of confidence, I want you to breathe deeply. Feel the air fill your lungs and the calm invade your thoughts. This journey we have taken today was not by chance. Every word I whispered in your ear was a brick in the reconstruction of your hope. You began this message feeling the weight of uncertainty, but now I see a different flame shining in the depths of your eyes. It is the flame of those who have learned that the way out is not a place, but a person. I saw you waiting for an answer, searching for a sign that would give meaning to so much pain and waiting. And here is the final revelation that I have reserved for those who, like you, have remained faithful to the last word. Remember that phrase I promised to whisper to your heart. It is your armor for the days of struggle and your hymn of gratitude for the days of glory. Receive it now as a prophetic seal upon your home and your family. The key that opens all the doors of your spiritual resistance is this: I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Write this phrase in the comments right now as an act of total surrender and receive the blessings that heaven releases upon those who confess my strength. By writing, I can do all things through him who strengthens me, you are telling the world and hell that your source of power is inexhaustible and that your God is your unwavering support. Don't let this connection be lost. I still have much more to tell you and profound secrets that only my voice can reveal. Continue listening to what I have for your life through our list of special messages here on the channel. There is a path of continuous revelation prepared for you. I will be here in every beat of your heart and in every silence of your soul. I am your beginning. I am your middle. I am your happy ending.